Welcome back. I, 31 female, cheated on my husband, 34, and now it's blown our lives apart. We've been together for 6 years, married for 2. My husband began expressing his desire to have children a few months ago, but I wasn't ready. At this point, my mental health had started declining. I had quit working the year before because I never enjoyed working. But after a few months, I started feeling resentful. I missed my freedom and wasn't enjoying being a housewife, which made me genuinely unhappy. Besides, my husband expected a neat house and dinner on the table by the time he got home, because now he was the only earner. This led to several fights, as I felt it was unfair of him to see me as a pan and apron kind of woman. On one occasion, I went out drinking without telling husband and enjoyed the occasion from guys who were flirting and buying me drinks. Fortunately, I had forgotten to wear my wedding ring and didn't mention that I was married, so I kept getting hit on. It felt like the old times, and I felt alive. I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. The next day, I realized I wanted to feel that excitement, that rush again. So I went back that day. And this time, I slept with a guy. I regretted it immediately and went back home the same night and reached home just before husband did. My husband was unaware of what happened, and I felt relieved about that. About a month later, feeling overwhelmed, I decided to bar hop again. Things in our marriage were still sour, and I was becoming increasingly closer to calling quits to our marriage. Then, things took a turn when I bumped into the guy from the previous night. We connected immediately and soon ended up on his couch. The situation escalated, and we ended up making out. Next thing I know, we were doing it into the middle of the night, and my husband was calling me non-stop looking for me. I was still uncertain about our marriage, but I knew I didn't want to be with the other guy. So I hurried and got back home, but I made the mistake of not showering before I did. My husband took one whiff and instantly knew what I had done. Before I knew it, I was spilling my guts and venting my frustrations to him. He stared at me for a long moment, then headed out. He was gone for 2 days. I, of course, was worried sick, but I couldn't call anybody in fear I would out myself. For 2 days, I had no idea if he was alive or dead. I felt like I was abandoned in such an impossible situation by the person that vowed to protect and cherish me before God. However, he came back 2 days later. He was not the man that left the house. He was vindictive and completely devoid of sincerity or endearment. He said I needed to pack and leave because this was his house from before marriage, and he intended to keep it in the divorce. I broke down at that, but he still forced me out with a duffel bag of my things. It was 9 o'clock at night, and I ended up sleeping at the metro station. I had never felt so hopeless in my life before. It's been a few days now, and I've ended up at a seedy motel. It's a horrible place in a bad neighborhood, but it's all I could afford since my husband has revoked my access to his savings account. Now I'm at such an impossible place, and I do not know what I'm going to do afterwards. I have no savings to last me any more than a few days here. I don't have much family in the area, and certainly no friends. I guess I could call up my former coworkers to see if anyone's willing to take me in. I'm gonna make myself as hard to trace as possible so he won't be able to send me divorce papers anytime soon. I'm also looking for jobs as I have no other means of income. I guess I'm just venting because I know nobody can help me, but any advice would still be welcome. Update. My husband managed to locate me at the apartment I'm sharing with a few other girls. I don't know how he did it. I think my brother snitched on me. Screw him. I guess I'll need to sign them now? I don't want to. I really hate living like this, and I really want my life from before. Is it really too late? I don't make enough to afford an attorney to fight for my right to alimony in divorce either. Story 2. Okay, so here it goes. This is a throwaway account, and I'm new to this. I figured I would turn here for some advice. Some background. I'm early 30s and in a relationship with my boyfriend. We started dating a little less than 2 years ago. When we started dating, I was seeing a married man. I dove into this right after a 12-year relationship and totally obsessed over him. He told me he was going to leave his wife, and for a while, I believed him. Although deep down, I knew it would never happen. I was spending time with my now current boyfriend and really started having feelings for him. But I was so brainwashed and, in my opinion, on the rebound, that my feelings for the married man kept coming in the way. I've also had my share of fun, a one-night stand, going out with some random guys I would meet, ended up only kissing, nothing more, some of which were before we were dating, some were not, however. The problem isn't so much what I did, but I completely lied about everything to my current boyfriend about it over and over again. He discovered my emails from the married man, confronted me about it, and I would still try to talk my way out of it. All he wanted was the full truth, and I would keep giving him just enough information that I thought would appease him and try to move on. I like to think I'm pretty intelligent. Master's degree, successful career, but I honestly couldn't stomach talking about some of the things I did. I'm admittedly a perfectionist and was so ashamed. I just wanted to move on. I've had multiple opportunities to tell all the truth at once, but I kept letting it trickle out. Finally, I, yet again, retold him all my stories and experiences and came clean about everything. I'm honest with him on a daily basis and have done just about everything to show him that I'm sorry and will promise to be 100% honest in the future as well, should something happen, etc. I talk freely about the experiences now if he needs. He has full access to my emails, phone, etc. I check in constantly. Everything you read about rebuilding trust, I'm doing. However, my boyfriend's having trouble making the leap of faith since he still doesn't trust me and doesn't believe that I've told him everything, which I truly have. I'm stuck. I know it's like the girl who cried wolf. I desperately love him and know he loves me too. But he gets overwhelmed when he thinks about the lies I was able to tell and fears that he'll commit fully to me, i.e. marriage, and that I'll lie again. We're both doing therapy, and I'm working on my perfectionist issues and being honest with myself, etc. I'm not a pathological liar. I just went through a really effed up time where I did things I'm not proud of and hid it for fear of looking like I didn't have my stuff together versus being open and totally vulnerable. I love him so much, I just want to make his pain go away. I know I've caused it, and I want to spend the rest of my life showing him how awesome our life can be. But I'm also preparing myself for the day he tells me he just can't do it and wants to leave. Any advice? Please, how do you help someone take the leap of faith and convince them you're trustworthy and have changed? Thank you for your help in advance. Unfortunately, this isn't in your control. You lied repeatedly and strung him along with half-truths. Lying is such a destructive act in a relationship. It can completely cripple trust and intimacy, and now it has. You delivered a near-fatal blow to this relationship, sorry to say. If it does survive, it's going to be on his will, not yours. You can be as sorry as you want to be. You can be as honest as you can, but after all the half-truths, how does he know what's honesty and what's not? It's up to him now. All you can do is deal with it and respect what comes out of it. Comments. If you love him, leave him. You are bad news to a person with monogamy on their mind, or for that matter, a person with trust on their mind. Leave him, let him move on. Then worry about rehabilitating yourself before you move on. Later, after you've figured out what and who you are, find someone who doesn't mind or actually likes your screwing other people. And be honest about it. Or decide to actually be monogamous, though it seems unlikely. This will never work. A monogamous person and a non-monogamous person can never work. Never. Give up. It's over. Nobody listens to disco. I've been on the receiving end of constant lies from an SO before, so I know what your boyfriend is feeling. You screwed up, sorry, but after so many lies, he's probably been left contemplating whether you're really worth wading through all this crap or not. What happens now is up to him. If he really loves you enough, he might decide to try to get over it. But beware, it will take a long time to fully trust you again. You'd better make damn sure you never lie to him again, not even a bloody white lie. If he decides to go his own way to find someone that will trust him and be fully honest with him, let him. Should that happen, take some time to work out your crap before you get into another relationship. Having been through it, I have zero sympathy for you, but I do hope you figure yourself out. Good luck.